My name is Ray West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is the place where I separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'm going to be talking about the difference between what we know as familiar spirits and also something else we know as intranquil spirits. These are two different kind of spirits that you will find around us. A lot of people use that term. If you are from Africa, you will be hearing this term familiar spirits, familiar spirits. If you are from Nigeria, and when I used to go to church when I was a Christian, they always seems to be fascinated about familiar spirits. They keep telling us to pray against familiar spirits, that familiar spirits are evil spirits. You will see cases where these men of dogs, we say that people are possessed by familiar spirits. They will say some issues will happen. They will say this person is being troubled by familiar spirits. That they're always casting and binding familiar spirits all the time. They cast and bind everything that is not Christian. They will bind the marine water spirit. They will bind the marine spirit. They will bind familiar spirits. They will bind foundation spirit. Anything they can bind. They will bind Lucifer, bind Satan, flog Satan. The next, and their life is still difficult. Every day they cast and cast and cast. They still have problems in life. Many Christians still practice this kind of things. That is where I first heard that term, familiar spirits. So when I begin to practice African spirituality proper, and I become attuned with the term again. So the original definition and meaning of this word, familiar spirits. This is what I want to explain today on this video. When we say some spirits are familiar, what does that mean? It simply means the term. When something is familiar to you, it means that it's something you know, you are already friends with, you are family with. It simply means a family of spirits, or your spirit's family, or your spiritual family. This is what they have shortened to the term familiar spirits. So in African spirituality proper, familiar spirits are spirits that are known to you or known to your family bloodline. These are spirits that are connected to your family bloodline from time immemorial. These are probably spirits that people in your ancestral lineage have worked with, have known over the years. Even though they may not venerate those spirits today, maybe your parents, your grandparents are not venerating them anymore. But in the time past, people ahead of them have venerated those spirits, have worked with those spirits before. So they are part of your family circle, your family of spirits. And they are organic to you, in the sense that they come from your community, from your village, from your land. So we can say that every deity or spirit in your land that is from your village or from your tribe is a familiar spirit to you, because your people already know them. If you come to my place now, you mention deity like Ogun, Olokun. These are spirits that are familiar to my neighborhood, because people venerate them in my neighborhood. So they are familiar spirits. I know them. When you mention these deities, Uloho, Shango, Obatala, Oshun, Eshu, they are familiar spirits to us in Africa, in Nigeria, in West Africa, because we know them. They are from our locality, they are from our tribe, they are from our bloodline. So they are part of us. We know them. Okay? We already do things with them. Our parents, our grandparents have been worshiping, venerating, working with these spirits for hundreds, if not thousands of years. So these spirits are familiar to us. Okay? This is just what it is. Spirit we know. We know them. When you mention Eshu, yes, we know Eshu. I know Eshu, I know Shango, I know Ogun, I know Ubatala, I know Ekwensu, I know all these spirits. So you don't have to venerate them, but if you know them, they are part of your tribe. You cannot say, I don't know this. Nobody will say you are from Nigeria. You don't know the deity they call Eshu. You don't know the deity. If you say you don't know Eshu, you don't know Ogun, you don't know Olokun, then you are not from Nigeria. You are not from Nigeria. Even though you are a Christian or a Muslim, you must know these spirits because they are the spirits of our land. You must know them. You must know Aziza. You must know Ugberaga. You must know all these deities. There are many. Their names are many. So these are familiar deities, and we don't see them as our enemies. We see them as our friends. We see them as our helpers. We see them as our partners in working to make this earth a better place. When we can't do many things, some things we can't do in the physical world or in this physical realm, we take these issues to them to help us solve. Sometimes we're looking for direction, guidance, or we're looking for solutions. We go to them, and they always answer us. We call to them, and they always answer us and help us. This is their purpose for being here, to guide us to a state of higher spiritual ascension. This is their aim here. This is their purpose for being here, to guide us, nurture us, enable us to reach the best of ourselves, to become our greatest version. This is the essence of this spirit. So these spirits, they are not evil spirits. Familiar spirits are not evil spirits. They are part of our bloodline, part of our heritage, part of our lands. Most of them are elemental deities. By elemental deities, these are spirits of the elements that we have in our land. Spirits of the water, spirits of the plants, the mineral kingdom. You can call them the air, fairies, spirits of storm, spirits of principles, spirits of death and regeneration. They are not evil spirits, spirits that give life. Some of them are, we call them in Kemet, we say Amenra, Sekmet, Asa, Aset, Eru, Nevetem, Best, Jehuti, Tehuti. All these are spirits that represent principles in life that we cannot ignore. The intelligence force behind these principles. These are familiar spirits to us. Any spirit that you know that works in close conjunction with humanity, to uplift humanity, to help people, these are familiar spirits. So they are not evil spirits. They are part of us. Just like the way you will have family friends. In your family, you know your brother, your sister. Then you also have people that are very close to your family. Maybe your family are friends with them. You say these are family friends. We are like brothers or sisters. We are the same kingsmen. We are from the same kings, my kingsmen or my village brother or my community person. All of you work together. You are part of the same community union. You go to the same meeting. You plan together. You are familiar together. This is the way we work with these spirits. This is the original definition or meaning of what we say familiar spirits. Spirits that you know that you work with. Spirits that exist with you in your land, that are from your place. All these are familiar spirits to you. Okay, they are not evil spirits, contrary to what the church will try to say, that the aim of the church is to destroy African spirituality. So everything that is good about African spirituality must lie. The Christianity came into Africa to cut us off from our roots, to turn us upside down. So all your familiar spirits, I will tell you, they are all evil spirits. You have to throw away them. You have to burn their shrine. You have to cut all connections with them. Then you will go to, when you do this, then you have to focus only on Jesus. That is the only true spirit, the only clean spirit, and that is the lying spirit to enslave you. So they always pray against familiar spirits, binding from morning till night. This is their job. But in essence, familiar spirits are not bad spirits. In Christianity, they have their own familiar spirits. All the spirits they work with, all their so-called ancestors, the killers and the mercenaries that they sent to invade Africa. Those are their familiar spirits. These are spirits of brutality, spirits of criminality, of rape and torture. Those spirits that they used during the Inquisition to destroy Europe and destroy Africa. Those ones that are killing the original people of the earth. All those are their own familiar spirits. They are evil spirits, exterminating spirits, demonic spirits. So when you cut off from your own familiar spirits and you start calling those ones, you are only empowering those ones to further destroy you, further destroy your lineage. Okay? A real practitioner of African spirituality never condemns his ancestors. Anybody that tells you to cut off from your ancestors, cut off from your own familiar deities, that person is not your friend. Because once you cut off from those spirits, they cannot help you, and you now submit yourself solely to only them. Then they can deal with you. They can manipulate you and do anything to you because you don't have anything protecting you anymore. So familiar spirits are good spirits, and we must remember them. You can increase your connection with them by, from time to time, giving them offerings, acknowledging them, supporting them. When you go to the village or you go to places that you see these deities, you can acknowledge them, support their chief priests, and you work with them from time to time. They are part of nature. We can't ignore them. So we have to embrace them and learn how to work with them. Okay? So this is what familiar spirits are. Then the other term, intranquil spirits. This intranquil word is actually from Spanish. And this is their own origin. We have a name for this intranquil spirits in Africa. We call them evil spirits. This intranquil spirit is a term that came from Latin America. And it simply means spirits that are restless, that does not have peace. People that died in a state when maybe they are not ready to die, or there are spirits that died before their time, or they did not achieve their aim in life. These spirits, I would like to call them arrested development, spirits that are trapped in evil, or in a kind of things happen to them, that bad things happen to them. What they only know is pain, anger, and some of them want revenge. And some of them are simply wicked people that did evil things that died. They call them, in the American term, they call them this intranquil spirit in voodoo, Asian voodoo. They call them intranquil spirits. So you will find this term that some people work with intranquil spirits, or espiritus intranquilinos in Spain. It simply means evil spirits, wicked spirits. Now we have reason for this. In every culture, you will always find bad people. Good and bad people are part of nature. So evil spirits and evil things also happen in nature. You cannot ask me why this is so. It has always been so. If you look at nature, we have natural disasters. How can we explain all these things? Is God evil? Evil and good is part of God. People can just be on their own, that they will have earthquake and people will die. People will be on their own, living peaceful life. There will be flooding, people will die. There will be typhoons, people will die. Anything can happen to you. And these people, do they deserve this thing that happened to them? No. But it happens. This is how life is. We also have evil people that exist for no reason, to perpetrate evil in the name of bringing balance to nature. So all these are things that happen in life, and we have to learn how to deal with them. So these intranquil spirits, or these evil spirits, are part of nature, are part of life. We also need to learn how to deal with them. And in African spirituality, we acknowledge these spirits, and we also work with them. Yes, people work with them. We have room for them. There's a reason why they are here. So we acknowledge them and we work with them in the area of bringing justice, in the area of restoring balance, in the area of settling scores, in the area of solving life problems, or understanding why some certain things happen. So these spirits, most of the time, when these spirits or these people that have these spirits, they die, for whatever reason, many of them do not follow the normal protocol of transitioning. They still remain here due to the fact that their life was not well lived, or they didn't complete their assignment. Many of them cannot be able to ascend to a state of higher glory. They are trapped here. So what they do is just to wander around, maybe looking for peace or seeking revenge or trying to do something that they didn't complete. So instead of them wandering around, African spiritualists sometimes they will get these spirits, and they have to give them things to be doing to make them busy. This involves the aspect of offense and defense, which is not limited to using them to go after perceived enemies or to protect yourself from perceived enemies. So they are just there. So in African spirituality, we have these people that died, then they are buried in the evil forests. And when they are buried in this evil forest, their spirits are trapped there. So this place is now like a safe zone for these spirits, so that they cannot escape into the community or back into human circulation, or they cannot reincarnate back into the community. So the spirits are trapped in this evil forest and they are buried there. So maybe there's something that needs to be done that requires this kind of spirits. African spiritualists can go there to do whatever they want to do to give this spirit a job for them to do. And why people work with them is that many of them work very fast. They respond to the practitioner very, very fast. And many of them are kind of jobless and restless. And some of them will do anything to bring pain, to bring anger, to do something to hurt other people. They are very, very active in this kind of things. So people often work with them in this regard. And some of them might be very difficult to work with. It's not advisable to work with such spirits, especially if you are coming new into African spirituality, because most of them are very, very unpredictable. And if you kind of make any mistake, they might even come after you. Maybe you didn't give them the proper offering, you didn't do the things that they want properly, or for whatever reason, they might decide to come to be part of your life and start causing problems for you. So some of them are dangerous spirits, quite naturally. Some of them are spirits of evil people, witches and wizards, people that committed abomination in society, people that did so many bad things, that unprintable things, just naturally wicked, evil people. And then these spirits, they're supposed to be trapped in a state of torture, in the sense that they commit so many evil. So when they die, they don't have peace. They cannot have peace in death. So they are trapped here. The spirit cannot ascend because of the evil that they have done. There's a curse on them. Nature kind of cursed them. So they don't have peace when they die. They are troubled souls. So they just have to keep reliving their evil again and again and again. Now, when these people see an opportunity to do the same evil, they feel happy or they feel relief, because they are cursed and to remain in that state for as long as possible. So when they are trapped in this state of tortured existence, they cannot go forward, they cannot go backward, they just keep reliving the evil that they have done. When people send them messages, they quickly do those messages, because this is the only time they get some sort of relief from the torture they are undergoing. So by going to these messages, they are actually fulfilling a role in atoning for the evil that they have done in their previous life when they were alive. So by going to these errands, people sending them message to do things in the physical world, they are not like slave to people, to living people. So when people make requests to them to do something, they do it. All these are part of them atoning for the evil that they have done in society in their lifetime. So they are very fast to go to fulfill the purpose for which you send them. So this is one of the reasons why some spiritualists work with them. You will see deities that represent spirits of the dead, deities like Baron Semidi, Babalegwa, Eshu, Tehuti, Jehuti, Santisma, Moriete. These are spirits of Belial. We have so many of them that are in this kind of situation. These are deities that are in charge of the realm of the dead, the realm that we want to call Amente, or the underworld, or Hades, or Dwats, or Hell. You see deities like Mama Brigitte. Uh, you see deities like Ezuli. You come to Queen Banda, you're going to see a lot of these dark spirits. Palo Mayombe, you're going to see some of these spirits that are there. These are these spirits that are twisted, tortured. When they die, they become slaves to humanity. Very willing slave, because they have to atone for the evil things that they have done. So it's working with these spirits can help you to achieve things faster in life. So people often work with these spirits. So they have a purpose for why they are here. And in my own opinion, they have to be doing something, because if you leave them like that, it can also be dangerous. So if you know how to work with them, you have to be sending them messages. It is the way they live their life. They didn't live the life to bring peace and balance. So when they die, they have to atone for the evil that they have done to humanity. So they have work to do. And you can use them effectively to fulfill those purposes in this lifetime. So this is the work of the intranquil spirits, or these evil spirits in the world. So we have these spirits. We have them in every culture, have them in every tribe. As far as there are people living in a place, we have good and bad people. We have good spirits and also bad spirits as well. So how do you work with the bad ones? For those bad ones that are still trapped here, these are the ones they call the intranquil. So they wander, they don't go away. These are the spirits that will be haunting a certain place. You find them in haunted buildings. You will find them in prisons. You will find them in the cemeteries. You will find them in places where a lot of bad things have happened in the past. You will find them in certain places that a lot of people have died, or things have really. They are everywhere, actually. They are everywhere. Some of them are people that died untimely deaths. Some of them are people that died without people kill them. They did not achieve justice. They are still here. Nobody knows where they are, what happened to them. They're people that were missing. Those kind of spirits or those kind of people. So they are restless. Until somebody solves their case, they will still be here. So they are just a group of spirits that are not familiar to you. Strangers or fortunate souls. All these ones, they are under the category of the intranquil spirits. So they are not your family, they are not your friends. They are not your friends. So these ones, you don't know them. They can be spirits of mad people, spirits of total or useless people, people that miss their mark in life, people, just unfortunate people. These are we call them intranquil, or we classify them as the old evil spirits. And in Nigeria we have this we call it agarude. It means an evil forest or something like that. So dark and evil forest. This is where they usually bury all these kind of people. They don't bury them in the community, because they don't want those kind of people to reincarnate into the community. So when these kind of people die, they take them to the evil forest, or they take them to the bush to go and bury. We separate ourselves from them. We don't know them. We don't want to have any business with them. Okay, it's better you don't know this kind of things. So this is the way we treat them. So only very advanced practitioners can really work with these kind of spirits. Not everybody can work with them. Okay, so we're going to find them in different traditions and practice in African spirituality. You will find them in Ifa, you find them in Igbe, Palo Mayombe, you find them in Asian Voodoo, you find them in any kind of practice. They are there, and we know that these things are there. and they exist, and for these reasons. So they are not our family. They are totally different from familiar spirits. Okay. So this is what I want to say on this video. So when you come across this kind of spirits, you will know the difference between familiar spirits and intranquil spirits or evil spirits. These are the main difference with this kind of spirits. Okay. So this is what I want to say today. Questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. I would like to know your opinion upon this subject. If you work with such spirits or you have encountered them in the past, I would like to know your experience. Sometimes they send them to attack people. They send them to do different kind of things as well. So this is just their purpose. Okay, so that will be all. So if you have not gotten my book on plasma physics, this is the book. This is the author's book on African spirituality right now. In this book, I talk about the plasma ring, which is the fourth state of matter. In science, they will tell you we have three states of matter. That matter is anything that have weight and occupy space, and matter is made of solid, liquid, and gas. But when you go further, they will tell you matter has a fourth state, which is plasma. So plasma state is like the spirit's world. In the plasma ring, we can be able to access our African deities. All the spirits we talk about, the familiar spirits and the intranquil spirits, they are all residing inside this plasma ring, including our deities representing life. For all these deities we venerate, they live inside this plasma ring. In this book, I talk about the plasma ring and how we can access it, the tools that you need to access it, and how we can use it to generate unlimited energy to power our machines. In this plasma ring, I talk about plasma physics, plasma generators, and the biggest plasma generator we have, which is our sun, and how ancient men have been able to study how the sun generates its energy, and they were able to use that science to create their own miniatured sun, which they call plasma fusion devices or reactors. So this technology is here, and with the power of plasma physics, we can generate unlimited power to create machines that can run forever. When we talk about space travel, intergalactic travel, we need to create engines that we can use to travel from galaxies to galaxies. We can only get this kind of power from a plasma fusion reactor. This is the future of humanity, whether you like it or not. So it is all rooted in African spirituality, which is the mother of all spirituality. In this book, I was able to tie all these dots with a lot of scientific evidence, and I was able to connect it straight into African spirituality so that you can see the linkage, you can see the connection, and you can be able to start preparing your mind for the future, because this is where we are going as human beings. So you need this book to understand how the plasma ring works, how the plasma ring can generate energy, and to understand different things, African deities, how to venerate African deities, and how to tap into this cosmic plasma energy. So this is a book here, Plasma Physics, the first of its kind in this world. Original book. Nobody has written this book before. It is the first book, powerful book. You need to get it. If you don't get it, you are missing out. Before you get this one, if you don't know anything about quantum physics, you need quantum physics first. Quantum physics talks about the study of the visible and invisible particles of nature, while plasma physics is full invisible particles, which is completely spirit world. So you go from quantum into plasma. Without this one, you cannot access the plasma state. We have three major physics in this world. We have quantum physics, plasma physics, and nuclear physics. Now, nuclear physics is what they use is the destructive part of this science. So I don't talk about nuclear physics. We already have a lot of that in the world. Our main focus is on quantum and plasma. So you need to understand these two, so you will see the origin of African spirituality and how the scientific principles. So these two, you need to have them. Powerful books, very, very essential for your spiritual development. Then if you want to know how to do spells, Walking in the Shadow of the Gods, over 200 spells are here. For different kind of illnesses, the spells are waiting for you. For arthritis, for diabetes, for heart conditions, for general body pain, and all kind of things. You see, they also for do spells for prosperity, love, open doors, and offense and defense is also here as well. So you get this one, increase your capacity. Then if you want to understand the nature of African deities, how to make contact with some of our major deities, deities of prosperity, deities of regeneration, also deities of destruction and reconstruction. Let me use the term reconstruction, because after you destroy something, you have to reconstruct it. They say energy cannot be destroyed, but can be transformed from one state to another. So we can go with that philosophy. This book will open your eyes to so many things of how our deities work in African spirituality. So you need this book. Over 50 spells are also here as well in the back. This is a grimoire, a practical spell book you can work from. So there are 4 of them, 4 powerful books. If you are a practitioner, you don't have any of these books, your library is not yet complete, because all these books are one of a kind to advance the knowledge, science, and development of African spirituality. So please get your hands on one, or better still, get all the 4. All the 4 are powerful books that will increase your knowledge, base, and capacity in no small way. Then, if you also want to learn African spirituality, I have a 6-month program where I teach it. I will give you the materials from the history to the science to the metaphysics and the hardcore spirituality. I'll be teaching you a lot of spell work, spell casting, and you will know so many things. Then, if you also want to buy your necklace, your cowries, your necklace, your meditation beads, your perfumes, soaps, native shock, all these things that we use in the practice of African spirituality, I sell them as well. Yeah. If you also want to do your oracle tarot divination, I do that as well on this channel. Okay. Apart from that, I thank you very much, and those people that have been supporting the channel, those people that are donating to the channel, that they really want to see me grow, that are helping me to share the word and advancing the development. I thank you very much for patronizing me, and the ancestors will continue to bless you and will reward you bountifully. And for the rest of our people, keep watching, and as we are growing together, we're advancing, things will be happening more and more in our favor. So I thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.